Hello, hi, welcome back. Back to back reverse, let's go. Uh, I feel like I'm on high right now. Anyways, let's not waste any time. I need to get this done. We only have 17 hours and I have things to do tomorrow, which is why I need to play it now. Um, oh, look at how pretty she is! Oh my god, she is majestic. Am I hearing stuff or something? Uh, hmm. Oh my god, hi, new bride. It's been so long since I've seen you. How are you, homie? Oh my god, it's been so long. I was wondering, I remember you, okay. Ah, I'm good, yeah. Also, I've been gone for a month also, so it's okay. Yeah. Okay, I just started it without thinking. Was busy during 3.5 days? Oh, okay. Well, I hope everything is sorted out and you're fine now. No stress. Anyways, it's that the character story of Lorentz Butterfly. I played the main story, like the main event story this morning. It was so damn good. So yeah, it's chill. Good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Welcome to the LSCC headquarters. I see you were brought in from one of our partner labs. It won't take long for you to notice we do things differently around here. Rule 1 at a plus is don't make trouble. The second rule is if you really have to make trouble, make it spectacular. Wow. Thank you for the warning, but I'm sure you needn't worry. New researcher. Main event is actually quite nice. Did not yeah, I was expecting something like macam like chill, like really, it's not like that big of a deal. Only knew the painter dude was one from the painter one. Ah, yeah. Mm, the painter dude was minus from the painter one. What a phrase, man. Uh, yeah. But I kind of get what you're trying to say. I think it was in the Paris event that the painter dude was there, and I had a hunch that he was, yeah, and he was like part of Minus Predator because of that little drop of like that blue color. Oh, hi there again, Biotech. Yeah, I had to like speed run the story because I don't want to miss that out. So yeah, hi again. Wow. Anyways, yeah, the painter dude. The story is quite depressing in my opinion. The guy just wanted to be like reunited with their friends, with his friends, just to be like, but I ain't your friend. Ramona will be like, I might look like your friend, but I ain't your friend, okay? And the poor guy's like, okay, I'm gonna go and unalive myself. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Anyways, I don't think you understand just what you in for yet. Third rule: never under any circumstances get on the wrong side of medicine pocket. Here we are. We all know what will happen if like medicine pocket get mad, you know. The two of them stand before a door ravaged by bite marks. Oh my god. Kinky, okay. A crooked sheet of paper is taped to it. The title aggressively outlined in colored marker. Ooh. Join us. The pre-storm atmospheric and oceanic circulation survey group is now recruiting. Oh, okay. Oh, it's written down here. Anyways, it's a compelling research topic, though it's a little strange to see it written out in such childish way. Yeah. Don't mind at all. It's only the unfortunate aftermath of a disgruntled researcher Allow me to remind you of Rule 3. Repair will be ordered as soon as the budget permits. Should be around 178 business. What the fuck? That's a long time. Oh my god. How many months is that? 4 months? Eh? Is it 4 months? No. It's not. It's more than that. Continuing with the event story, yeah, I agree, bro. Needed to learn how to let go, yeah. Which was pretty saddening. Yeah. And the way, I mean, like, I guess he couldn't move on, so he just, like, you know, if my friends are dead, then I'm just gonna join them. And I feel bad for Anil, you know. He's just left there alone without any of his friends. But I feel like he might be, like, a psychopath like Lorentz, you know. I freaking love Lorentz. She is so, her character is so freaking interesting, man. I like it so much. Okay. Ah, damn it. What kind of monster electrify a doorknob? Electrocuting someone doesn't mean you inherit their funding. Best pocket. Anyways, this is your new workspace. Ooh. At that, the researcher's voice pauses for a moment. That's weird. I could have sworn I heard Miss Simone voice just now. Don't tell me she's come to shut the circulating survey group down once and for all. Okay. Oh, sorry, Laura's good. Yeah, she is the best. I love how she's kind of chaotic good. Yeah. Also, I like when, like, the ending, she was, like, faking shit and when like, Enigma and Ulrich came in, like, oh, this freaking Lorentz butterfly, the fucking things up for us. And then like, excuse me, Mr. Adler, here's the research that you asked me, like, so innocently, like, as if this girl didn't just threaten the entire time she was in Mexico, you know. She threatened everybody. Even the freaking mouse couldn't even, like, be free of her. Yeah, it was really hilarious. Okay. Inside the observation room, the assistants stand before the circulation survey group. Only 2 members. Okay. Which is it? A good news, a bad news, or something in between? Rachel? Who are you, Rachel? Oh my god. Speaking of the woman, it's her in her. The mice were also pretty cool. Yeah. You know, I had a feeling that Perez was not even there, but I didn't expect that a freaking mice would control them. It will control him, you know. They will control him, like, damn. It's a tepid attempt at calming her colleague, and it predictably fall flat. I know, it's either spectacularly good news or catastrophically bad news. There's no middle ground. Rachel, Margaret, I have good news. The pre-storm atmospheric and oceanic circulation survey groups field research. Wow, what a fucking long name, man. Proposal has been approved.
That's great.
That is excellent. Why does it look so innocent, man? I know the woman that you are. We can finally begin preparation for our first field study. But her colleagues seem hung up on something entirely different. Okay. You know, you're the 3rd person to ever say our project's entire name correctly. Does that mean the press is finally going to give us the attention we deserve? Dare I dream that you might even increase our budget? Nah, I'm afraid not.
Brilliant!
Fine, but at least tell me that those pamphlets I sent out paid off. I even mailed copies to all our partner labs. Putting your hair's breath away from violating the storm confidentiality agreement, you should know better than to reveal that kind of sensitive information without approval. Nevertheless, they did achieve their intended effect. Really? What do you mean? We received a transfer application from a researcher at the South Wales Meteorological, I don't know if I pronounced that right, Center. She's expressed interest in joining the circulation survey group. Margaret, you might be familiar with her. She attended Cambridge around the same time you did. Oh, is that so?
I'm glad.
Well, it's a big university, but who knows? It could be nice to see a familiar face. Nonchalant. The mild-mannered researcher wears her usual smile, though her actual emotion beneath are harder to read. Come in. What's going on? Oh! Oh, she looks so cool. Damn. The Pre-Storm Atmospheric and Oceanic Circulation Survey Group. Is this the right place?
Aha!
Absolutely. And you're now the fourth person to ever get our full name right. Welcome to the team. The enthusiastic one is our group leader, Rachel, and I'm... The newcomer's eyes swivel to the ash-blonde researcher, then hold a long stare. A brief silence followed. Okay. Margaret, it's been a long time. You might not remember my name. Call me Cold Wall. What an interesting name. Please, have a seat. I'll outline the specific. Okay. Although your field expedition has been approved, we believe your safety protocol requires further revision. For example, your evacuation has to be set 8 hours before the storm countdown ends. We can't justify leaving it any closer. But the timekeeper's storm warning only gives us 24 hours. They won't give us much time to observe the storm effects. Could do 1 hour instead to maybe... What the hell? Are you risking your life? Oh my god. Researcher safety must be placed above all else. This new requirement comes directly from the staff committee. We cannot afford to lose any more of our people to the storm. The staff committee concerns are justified. The current evacuation plan does have us leaving with very little time to spare. Actually, what happened to Anil? I think he just went on with his life, I guess. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like we're gonna have more of him in the future, considering he is still in contact with Lorentz when the thing ended, right? Yeah. So I feel like in the future, I guess bro just enjoying a lonely life, yeah. Maybe he get to finally paint something original, you know, instead of like doing forgery of some of the like famous arts. Hopefully, yeah. I understand you desire to have as much observational data as possible, researcher Rachel, but we can't afford to put you in danger. Margaret, I trust you to show more patience in this matter. I hope you might be able to guide our colleague here, to a more reasonable conclusion.
I will.
I'll do my
Even
best.
so,
I may not have the same sudden flash of brilliance my colleagues do, but you know my documentation is always meticulous. An avid planner. A perfectly measured hint of embarrassment crossed her face. There aren't many researchers left at the LSCC approaching the storm from the perspective of natural phenomena. Okay. One of them has been locked up in his laboratory since the first storm, with only a bottle for company. Wow. Well, I'm sure neither of you want to end up in the same position. That doesn't mean you can or should expect accommodation in every matter, especially when it comes to safety. A brilliant physicist, this entire world undone by the storm is hardly an unusual tale.
understood.
Understood, Miss Simone? Perhaps I might be able to assist. I wrote more than a few safety manuals for my old laboratory. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Now, Rachel, I need you to accompany me to collect some manuals and documentation for your new colleague. Are you free right now? I still have some meteorological data to We can organize that data for you. I'm sure Miss Cowell could use a good introductory assignment. In that case, let's get going. I won't be long.
I
Wow.
will.
No need to rush back. So far, Lorentz is acting quite normal. A single door, I mean like she is in Laplace, she cannot show her true colors, I guess. A single door separates noise from silence. Margaret gathers the scattered draft on the desk while the new researcher watches. You've changed. She just have gotten good at lying to your face. Have I? She casts a light and fleeting glance towards the newcomer before her. Unremarkable at best, no significant achievement, we sometimes forgot she's even there. That's what they say about you, you know. Gentle maid, harmlessly ineffectual. Sounds nothing like the woman I knew from Cambridge. Margaret turns. She holds a smile in an exact curve, like a mask welded in place, provoking a sharp reaction from Powell. I see. Well, it isn't the worst assessment. I'm surprised you still remember me,
I'm glad.
but I'm glad to see you here all the same. Nice to know a fellow alumna also made it through the storm. Spare me the pleasantry, we weren't close, and this isn't some long-awaited reunion.
Sorry.
Apologize. If you're not in the mood for small talk, then what would you like to discuss? Her frozen smile remained unwavering. You remember Annie, don't you? Annie? From the Professor Ludwig class. You remember, don't you? She followed you around like a shadow for a long while. She worked with you on that meteorological... Oh my god! That thing, projection study. And then one day, they found her dead on a footpath. Wow. Her collar was covered in dew. With dew, okay. Why bring up something awful like that? As I recall, you and Annie were not particularly close. Okay. No, we weren't close. Okay. A faint concealed sorrow passes across the researcher's face.
But
Margaret, I need to know what really happened to Annie. Well, it's a mystery that we're going to uncover, I guess. I guess that's the main topic about this. What happened to Annie? Ooh, flashback. Cambridge University, 1987. A cold, damp wind brushes the treetops. At the lectern, Professor Ludwig pauses, momentarily distracted by the rustling. In short, even a system ruled by a fixed equation can produce outcomes that appear entirely chaotic. It feels like reading the phenomenology of spirit, precision so dense it leaves you lightheaded. To be clear, I am not assigning you any additional philosophy reading. That will be all for today. The class dispersed. As he collected his paper, he observed a small cluster of students lingering. Margaret, Professor thought, what an absurdity. What, I don't even look like an ibis. Humorous nickname aside, I'm curious, it's been a while since you transferred to my class. How are you adjusting? Everything's going well, thanks to you. As for my coursework, I believe my research report speaks for themselves. Okay. The student before him explained with an air of nonchalance. Okay. Yes, on the atmospheric neutrino anomaly and its implication of oscillation models. An excellent paper indeed. Objectively speaking, it is somewhat ahead of its time. Still, physics ought not regress simply because the era lags behind. It appears you adapted not only academically but to this era as well. My concern was unnecessary. So technically, if Ludwig knows how she looks like and what Lorentz butterfly looks like, then if he was there at the foundation when Lorentz was there, he would call it out immediately. Because they never met. How ironic. This era. She turns the unexpected phrase over in her mind.
Oh.
Oh, you haven't forgotten what happened in 1999? Ooh, title drop. To teach philosophy is the most absurd profession in the world. That is precisely why I stand here today in the capacity of a visiting physics lecturer. Cambridge has taken an interest in the research underway at Laplace branch and extended an invitation for me to teach when time permits. The event of 1999 cut short my appointment, and with it, my chance to sponsor you. I am pleased to see you also survived the storm. You're not curious to know how I survived? Would such knowledge alter your academic progress? Of course not. Then it's none of my concern. There's the lecture on aerospace experiment at the orbiter station next week. You're welcome to sit in. Thank you for the invitation, Professor Koff. Ah, your unique humor strikes again, Margaret. 3 o'clock Thursday. Once assured she has noted the detail, the avian professor inclines his head courteously. What the fuck? I know that word, but how? Oh my god. And departs. How do I pronounce that? Goodbye, Professor Ludwig. Okay. For such a grand enigma, I do hope your every appearance brings a new puzzle with it. Things will be rather dull otherwise. She gets bored easily, I guess. The transfer student looked over the equation and note the left on the board with a vacant expression. Okay. Do you need something? You've been eavesdropping back there for a while now. A figure rises from the seat, visibly flustered. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was only... Annie! I'm Annie! You're Margaret, aren't you? The one who wrote on the atmospheric neutrino... I'm not gonna say that again. Margaret looks up and studies the girl addressing her. In an instant, she gathers what she needs. Background, age, oh my god, circumstances, temperament. Gentle, timid, and in all respect, a modern student. Excessively empathetic, poor personal boundaries, a comfortable but ignoble upbringing. Social isolated due to her family's scandalous greed. These traits combine to form the girl standing in front of her, and she is not having an easy time with life here. They all say you're a genius. You transferred in without any prior study and still managed to write a paper like that. I read your report. It was incredible. I really admire you. There's no shortage of genius in this place. The transfer student glances at the notebook on the desk. Her intention is not difficult to discern. A fine leather cover, meticulous notes at the bottom, Thursday, 3 o'clock. She said nothing, simply waiting for the girl to finish her performance. About the lecture, Professor Ludwig mentioned, if it's alright, could I go with you? Some of the third-year students said there may be pair work involved. Ooh, Margaret, I'd like to ask you to go with me. Is she asking her out? Hello? A tentative, unpracticed smile appeared on her mask-like face. Another unexpected development, I said.
Annie.
Wow. I didn't know it was that easy to ask her out. Annie. When she returns to herself, the honey sweet name has already rolled off her tongue. She was an interesting girl, sweet girl. What? If you truly follow the matter, then you know the police concluded Annie's death was an accident. She had a congenital heart condition.
Don't
Oh my
get
god.
me wrong. I wasn't pretending to misread your intention.
Oh my god, don't misunderstand me. I won't pretend to be oblivious to what you're implying, but I'm curious what your basing this thinly veiled accusation on? You don't strike me as a researcher who speculates without evidence. Cole studied her new colleague's stoic and composed face. What's troubling you? This is the Laplace Scientific Computing Center. We're in a safe environment. If something is weighing on you, speak it openly so we can resolve any misunderstanding you might have on the matter. Okay. Once after class, I noticed an equation you left on the board. It had nothing to do with the lecture, and it was no ordinary formula. You wrote it boldly across the center of the board, where everyone could see it, as though you were waiting for someone to notice it.
Oh?
Oh, and what equation was that? She briskly flipped her ash blonde hair back over her ear as if to encourage Cole to continue. I think it was a model for predicting human behavior. Not just any human, someone you knew well. A particular individual. I think it was for Annie. You were organizing her movement, her decision, her emotion, her very being into an iterative mathematical formula. What the fuck? She should be friends with 37, you know. And worse, the equations were complete. They were simple enough for someone like me to understand. What were you intending to do with it? Margaret feigned an expression between interest and bewilderment. You suggesting that I model an entire person into a single mathematical formula? An intriguing and rather original hypothesis, researcher Cole. Don't patronize me, Margaret.
Sorry.
Very well, my apologies. If you truly believe there was some hidden motive or culprit behind any accident, Margaret stopped herself. She reaches among the folder and paper, withdrawing a note before handing it over to Cole. The letter is elegant by age, the paper tinted yellow with time. Something stirred in Cole as she takes the notebook and opens it. This is neat handwriting, structured lecture note. Orbital station, 3 o'clock Tuesday. This is Annie's notebook. I don't understand. Why do you have this? This morning I saw a dispatch list on Simon's desk. The pen name Cole appeared frequently in Cambridge students' paper. You predicted all of this from the beginning. Oh my god. You know, this girl can be friends with a lot of people, you know. Yeah. Now she can be friends with Beryl, you know. And she can be friends with 37. And this is the clue you were looking for. Cole hesitated, but the temptation of the truth is too strong to rest on pride. She takes the notebook and leaves. With Cole gone and the room empty, Margaret slides her empty teacup forward. A silver kettle descends from the chandelier, tilts slightly and pours tea neatly into the cup. Ah, X. Another pinpointedly accurate prediction. I actually put a surprising amount of thought into choosing between the chandelier-mounted kettle release system that the breadcrumb launching fire apparatus. What the fuck is he talking about? The kettle isn't the only thing that descends from above. Soon enough, her hidden colleague lowered himself as well. What the heck? I do hope the next accident proves more interesting. Whatever you need, just let me know. On that topic, is there any dimension of your current research that might benefit from my assistance?
Xavier.
Xavier, you're clearly not here out of concern for my research. That name belongs to a stray eagle rescued from some long obliterated ruins.
So?
And it's actually vanished into the storm by now. Consider the name yours now. Oh. Fine, have it your way. Speaking of eagle, I meant to check on how our eagle scout has been doing as your assistant. I mean, I was the only one that recommended her in the first place. It'd be a real disappointment if she turns out to cause you any trouble. Objectively speaking, she's a good kid and competent assistant. If I didn't know that you only handed her over to me because you were too lazy to teach her properly, your concern might come across more believable. You are well aware that my pedagogical... What the... Oh my god, I cannot deal with Laplace people, man. The word they say is not in my vocabulary system, man. What the hell? Contribution trends towards the spectacularly impractical... Oh my god! Speak like a normal human being! Holy shit! Oh my god. Okay. The two institutions infiltrated exchange a knowing glance, silently abandoning the subject. Okay. I noticed you've been unusually invested in this circulation group, so I come to spectate the proceeding for myself. You're just looking for a little amusement, aren't you? And your chandelier kettle and brake come launching fire apparatus don't qualify as amusement? Our definitions are evidently divergent. Go ahead and keep playing with your boring circulation theme, but when you're free, come help me test my jet power inverter gilder. Gilder or glider? I intend to be occupied for the foreseeable future. This is cute. Where is there any puzzle in here? I need some puzzle. Where's puzzle? Verification of possibilities. Ah. Okay. Margaret! The shout draw nearer, accompanied by a rapid footstep. Is there something the matter? Is something the matter? You left so quickly after class. I've been chasing you halfway across campus. I just wanted to say, this is amazing. Our project got the highest mark in the class. I know it's mostly because of you. No, the credit belongs to you, Annie. You designed the proposal and handed the data analysis. I merely organized the result. The indifference transfer student observed the girl with clinical focus. She calibrates the muscle of her own face accordingly. At last, she produced a smile identical to Annie's. What the fuck? Oh, a flawless imitation. You're smiling, Margaret. I haven't seen you smile like that before.
Of course.
Why wouldn't I smile? I'm thrilled. There's really so much that I can learn from you. Me? What could you possibly learn from me? You possess a certain gentleness and of an abundance of empathy and such selflessness. Okay. A kindness indiscriminate in its application. You think about others constantly, wow, and therefore easily overlooked and undervalued. You know, she has a point, you know. I've learned a great deal from our time together. I've reached a conclusion. I intend to integrate into this university environment the way you do. That was surprisingly direct. To tell the truth, you're the first real friend I've made here. I don't think she considered you as that. But okay. Thank you, Margaret. Okay. Thank you, Margaret. It's only been a month since we approved, and we've already finished our updated fieldwork proposal. Cole will stay up all night refining the first draft of the safety regulation. The caution and precision are the real reason we finally passed this review. Thanks to that meticulous framework, we can now set our evacuation to just 90 minutes before the storm. Oh, of course, you deserve equal credit. I should formally thank both of you. You're far too kind. I'm just as interested as you are to see where this research leads. There are so few projects here at Laplace that have nothing to do with training. Within the genuine warmth of this interaction, the pale researcher blends in without the slightest awkwardness. After the storm, most purely scientific team disband. Rachel here might be the last researcher that has maintained a strictly materialist analysis of the phenomenon. Most have already given up, as a physical explanation seemed impossible. Well, I'm glad to know there's at least someone who appreciates my vision.
If a theory is even remotely possible, it's worth putting to the test.
Every hypothesis has its reason for existing, and if it's bare the slightest chance of being true, it's worth
It all
it's
started
worth
with a eureka
testing it.
moment.
Newton and his apple begin their journey with a flash of insight. Well, perhaps several. From watching an apple fall to deriving the law of universal gravitation, then reconstructing it under general relativity. Exactly, proving that time can still explain the post-storm world is my top priority. Do you feel the same, researcher Kowal? A desire to use scientific order to understand apparent chaos? Her near-perfect imitation of a gentle look sent shiver down Kowal's spine. Oh, you shouldn't ask me. My opinion isn't really relevant. All theoretical research to me is just speculation from an ivory tower. I prefer more practical work. A sudden chill falls over the conversation. For a moment, only the scratch of pens and the tapping of key remains. Something happened. Rachel jumped to her feet and pulls the beeping communicator from the top shelf.
What?
This is... The timekeeper is issued oh my god, just issued a 24-hour countdown to the storm. This is our golden opportunity to observe circulation changes prior to the storm. Bertie, what have you done? Oh my god! It's puzzle time! Oh my god! I love this so much! It's puzzle time! Yes! Puzzle! Oh my god! Thank you so much! Thank you so much, Rivers! Give me puzzle, more puzzle, please! How much is that? Okay, there's always 8. Wait, I need to... I'll be right back in a bit. I'll be back. Just give me like for 5 minutes. Hello! Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go grab some water because I feel like my throat is so dry. Anyways, let's continue. So far, we haven't got that much info about Annie. Okay. Final equipment check. Why won't this component fit right? A pair of warm, dry hands settle over Rachel's trembling shoulders. I'll take care of it. Okay.
It's fine.
It was sooner than we expected, but everything is proceeding according to plan. I'm just nervous. We don't know what changes the storm might bring in the near future. Every occurrence is a rare and unique opportunity. She takes a deep breath, forcing her hand to steady. Okay.
But
Our equipment here is woefully inadequate. Okay. Look at these anemometer cups. Some of them are broken. Yep. You maybe need to increase that budget. The field application approval come on short notice. We improved as much as we could within our time budget. But we've done it all in a month, on a remote coral island in the middle of nowhere. The only place they let us try, okay? The Foundation's local branch had to source this equipment from civilian suppliers. These things are so out of date, we might as well be using coconuts. But we're intelligent, resourceful women. We've got this. Oh yeah, I just noticed all of them are women. Let's go! Alright. Now, before we set out, I stuffed a handful of compressed biscuit into my pocket and brought a thermos of hot water for tea. The water is still hot. Okay? So even if we fail to gather any useful observation, at least we won't starve. Excellent researcher Cowell has already taken care of our basic survival needs. At least we have a functional measuring apparatus. As long as this round of data can prove our hypothesis, we'll undoubtedly be able to apply for a thorough follow-up experiment. And while you two deploy the probe out at sea, I'll set up our trade winds and atmospheric pressure monitoring stations. By yourself, there's a long trip up. We could. I work more efficiently alone. They all say that in Laplace. Introverts. They say with such complete certainty that what the fuck? No question. Okay. What the fuck? Don't do that. Grab the buo. How is it going? Okay, how's it going? Can you manage things? Do you need my help? You don't need to worry. I've got things under control.
Rachel.
Rachel, I've noticed your unusual tense. Okay. Can you blame me? I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time, okay? We successfully deployed the deep water apparatus, but honestly, I'm more worried about Cowell working alone. I'd say she's proven reliable. I feel like she's gonna die for some reason. Even just in the short time we work together. You may be right. Still, have you noticed that she's quite harsh whenever she speaks to you? Not especially, She has her own kind of way of speaking. Okay? She definitely comes across quite blunt at times. I think that's just the way she is. Even so, I can't shake the feeling that she's specifically frosty around you. Am I just imagining things? Margaret, of course, she's gonna gaslight her. Margaret returns to her work without giving an immediate answer. A mutual friend of ours from Cranberry died in an accident. Ooh, she's being honest. For whatever reason, Cowell has always thought I was responsible in some way. How could she possibly think you had anything to do with something like that? But that does explain something. I saw Cowell speaking with the cryptography lead. That fishbowl-headed awakened. She seems like she was asking for his help with some equation, maybe decrypting them. Okay. Then there's that black leather notebook she's always brooding over at night.
Yes.
I think she means well. She's just trying to verify things for herself.
Marguerite.
I would hope that we can trust one another after all this time. No matter what, I'll stand by you. But I don't want you getting caught up in anything dangerous. The water ripples, their boat lies crosswise on the sea. dividing the light from shadow. Without changing her expression, Margaret drops the what the fuck? How do I pronounce that? I know buoyancy, but then buoy, whatever. And Ludwig comes in. Okay, come in. Yes, sir. But man, yes. Uh, she stepped into the office, but does not fully close the door behind her. Please, have a seat.
Professor Ludwig.
That won't be necessary, Professor Ludwig. May I ask why you wish to see me? I understand your visiting lectureship has concluded. You came all the way from Plested to Cambridge. I assume you have something important to inform me of. The impatience and emphasis in her words failed to reach the other side of the desk. The Raven professor does not answer right away, weighing his choice of words. Margaret, how have you been adjusting lately? What the fuck? This isn't the first time you asked the question, Professor. It's not such a terrible opening line, is it now? After all, people and circumstances can change when least expected. For instance, have you encountered any problem with your peers? Okay. Perhaps I could offer you some assistance. Exactly the sort of question guaranteed to irritate her.
What is it?
Professor, what exactly are you trying to imply?
If so...
If you're only extending a courtesy, I have no need for it. Then let us dispense with them. Several days ago, at Foundation headquarters, I come across a newly issued warrant from Zeno, an accused deserter whose description seemed oddly familiar to me.
In my opinion...
I'm sure it's only a misunderstanding. Gaslighting. Perhaps, or it may be that you have your own way of dealing with the matter. I don't intend to probe any deeper. I only hope none of this will affect your future studies. You are a natural-born researcher, Margaret. The conversation lapsed into a poignant silence, the meaning of the word understated but clear between the two soft-spoken figures. Because of the storm? Because of the storm. I know a place where you will be exempt from scrutiny. Would you be interested in joining the La Paz Scientific Computing Center? As Margaret leaves the office, she encountered an eavesdropper around the corner. She feigns surprise, although it is anything but. The girl sees her sleep anxiously.
What happened?
What is it, Annie? What are you doing here?
Marguerite.
What did Professor Ludwig mean just now? Are you in some kind of danger? You're not leaving Cambridge, are you? The half-closed door served its intended purpose, just as predicted.
Oh.
Did you hear all of that? I was just coming to find you. They told me you've been called to the professor's office. So I decided I would wait out here for you. I really didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the door wasn't closed.
It's fine.
It's fine, Nanny. I don't mind. I planned it all. Oh shit. I accidentally pressed it. I don't mind. It wasn't anything confidential. Professor Ludwig offered me a position at the La Paz Scientific Computing Center. If I were to accept, then yes, it would mean leaving. Okay. Is there something you wanted to tell me? For a moment, panic flashes across the girl's face. Oh, is that all? A placement at LSCT really is an excellent opportunity. I've always been curious about how science could align with Arcanum. In any case, congratulations. I haven't made up my mind yet.
If so...
If you are curious about Arcanum technology, you should think about submitting an application too. Oh, I don't think so. Her face pales as she rushes to explain.
I've had enough of all the chaos.
Not that I have anything against it, but I never enjoy the disorder that comes from Arcanum. Science is about complete logical theory, not ambiguous, elusive concept.
Only deductive analysis
I
can ease
decided a
my
long
heart.
time ago that I would put my trust in only what I could prove through scientific reason. That's the only way I feel safe. An entirely reasonable human perspective, I'm sure they will appreciate someone with a traditional scientific viewpoint. But I'm always so unsure, always second guessing myself. I can't propose bold creative hypotheses like the real geniuses do. I don't belong somewhere like Laplace. Okay. I don't think that's the judgment you should make for yourself, Annie. Oh well, I shouldn't badger you. Wasn't there something you wanted to tell me? No. It's nothing. Then you've come here to meet her for that? She awkwardly folds her hand behind her, concealing something. It looks like a torn scrap of paper. Just a trivial thing, nothing important. I didn't mean to bother you.
Annie.
Please, Annie. What is it? Did you want to show me something? Just stop asking, Margaret. I'm begging you. Oh no. The girl's plea leave her unmoved.
Show me.
What's going on? I want to know too. Show me.
Rachel.
And what about you, Rachel?
But
You know, at this point, I don't think anyone at Laplace agrees with your hypothesis that the storm can be explained through natural phenomena. It's quite remarkable that you preserve despite it all.
Aha!
Maybe so, but even if no one else agrees with me, does that mean it isn't true? After all, truth belongs in the hand of the brave few, so why not me? I know many people at Laplace think I refuse to admit natural science has lost its relevance in the face of the storm. I am stubborn, that much I admit. I choose this path, and I'll see it through to the end. Even if it leaves you battered and bleeding, even if it costs me everything. The word hangs for a heartbeat. Margaret studied the depth of Rachel's
I
pupil.
see. Understood.
That's admirable, truly. She is so pretty. like really uncanny, you know. Can I have some puzzle, please? Oh my god. After finishing the installation of the elevated monitoring equipment, Cold War returned to their temporary outpost. Where's Rachel? Taking temperature reading, she'll be gone for a while. The reply elicited the precise reaction she had anticipated, as Cold War marches towards her with purpose. I've deciphered the notebook.
Huh.
I'm surprised it took you so long, though you did make the mistake of asking for Fishbowl's help.
So?
What did you find? Initially, I'll focus on breaking down the equation in the notebook, searching for patterns concealed behind the figures. And yes, I consulted with Mr. Ulrich. He suspected the entire notebook might be itself a kind of elaborate cipher. But then I realized something on my own. Most of the equations were entirely ordinary, just things Annie must have copied down during lectures. There was nothing remarkable about them at all. No cipher, no hidden secret. Cowell takes a deep breath. Go on, it seems like you've thought this through. I like to hear it. Then I realized something. All of this note recorded Annie's entire academic life. From the equation alone, I could tell what classes she attended each day and what topic she was studying. It's clearer than any timetable. It's also clear that at a certain point, her mental health began to deteriorate sharply. Errors start cropping up in her calculation. The margin fills up with correction. She wasn't able to concentrate on her studies. Eventually, she made a significant computational error. I suspect that was one of the main reasons her research project fell through. The suffering she once saw on paper now passes through her lips. Something happened to her shortly before her accident. A change in her personality. She wasn't herself anymore. What happened, man? The turning point was a day in late October. That was the day she wrote down your class schedule in her notebook. Oh. She was trying to find a time to talk to you. Margaret, tell me honestly, what did you two talk about on that day? Okay. Margaret's expression is unchanged despite the frank accusation of Cold War tone. After one of my classes in October 1987, so much time has passed, I can't recall anything specific. I won't let you brush this off anymore. No need to get upset. I'll answer whatever question you have, truthfully. I did hear that before Annie passed away, she was going through some difficulties. Margaret observed her colleagues' growing frustration and the anger that tugs at every corner of her face. After allowing the silence to stretch, she speaks again with an unhurried pace. I think I remember, late October. I did see Annie around that time.
I remember.
It was the day Ludwig offered me a position at Laplace. Annie overheard our conversation outside the office and she reacted rather unusually. I suppose she might have been around that time that she really started to withdraw. She had no confidence, no mentor she could trust. As far as I could tell, she was quite lonely. And eventually, that led to her accident. So you're saying that because you left, Annie ultimately chose to end her own life? No, I can't believe that. I simply can't. I may have not known her well, but everything I did know about her tells me she would never have done such thing. Despite the protest, she can add the doubt and heartbreak in her expression. She's on the back foot.
She longed to break free.
Is it really so difficult to imagine? Maybe she wanted a release from all her troubles. What?
Sorry.
Nothing, I was just speculating. I simply didn't expect you would arrive at that conclusion. Oh no, don't you dare try to reverse this back to me. What are you implying? But she can't read anything past her colleague's serene, dead-eye smile. Unsteady in her conviction, she suddenly feels the urge to withdraw. Enough, I don't want to hear it.
Aha!
Rachel is back. Everything's set up outside. The recorder should already be receiving data. Rachel's excited voice cuts through the air, but her hopeful energy arriving shortly before she does. Huh? Were you two arguing? Why does it feel colder in here than outside? Not at all. Researcher Cold War was feeling a little under the weather. I was concerned it might be related to the storm countdown. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not showing any symptoms of the storm syndrome. We have first aid supplies on hand. If you feel unwell at all, tell me immediately. Wait, what's going on there? Margaret turns towards the recorder at Rachel's side. It's receiving data transmitted from the deep water probe. That's a amazing fluctuation for such a short interval.
Did something happen?
What's happening outside? Rachel pulls out a sheet of paper, rapidly convert the signal and sketches a curve. Either the probe is malfunctioning or we've just detected something extraordinary. They consolidate the data and Margaret writes down a set of highly simplified equations. Variable enter approximation computed, the result is unsettling. This energy value, this resembles a global climactic phase transition. It's difficult not to associate this with a storm, but the probe didn't complete its transmission. How is that possible? Perhaps the sudden shift in temperature that caused the signal to stall. A worst possibility is that it never resurfaced at all. If that's the case, recovering the probe itself will be extremely difficult. Margaret, you design it. What's your assessment? It should be so. It shouldn't be so fragile that it can't withstand this level of fluctuation. So the probe itself could be trapped down there. The last signal was at coordinate CO23. We should try to recover it. Ooh. I can't see the surface marker at CO23 core. Is the submersible hydrophone picking up anything? No release signature or air bubble detected. The cable is fully taut. I pulled on it and it didn't budge. Do I have the right read? Do I have the right read here? Oh, okay. Rachel, what's your assessment? The probe that detected the anomalous signal is stuck at the depth of 36 meters. That's too deep for recovery.
It's fine.
Nonetheless, we already gathered some extraordinary data. It will keep us occupied for quite some time. Wave rolls in under gathering shadows. No one sees Rachel's expression clearly. She glances at her watch, then stares out towards the rolling sea. Return to Kowa, Margaret. I'm going to dive down there and retrieve the probe. What the hell? Bro, that's really dangerous. Aha! Let's see. Put this here. Please. Wait, can I rotate it? No. Then this should be here. Off flat. Yes. Another flat one. Slanted. Yes. This one here. Oh my god, I love this so much. More puzzle, please. I need more puzzle, please. Temporary station. Okay.
What?
Cole, have you lost your mind? Wow. You don't have the training for a deep dive like that. Besides, our suits aren't even rated for that depth. There's no reason to risk your life over a probe. It's only a bit over 20 meters down. 36 meters. This probe is of critical importance. It's the only instrument that recorded the anomaly. If we can't retrieve the physical unit, we may never get a second chance. This was just our first field expedition. With half-baked equipment, everything is still in its infancy. The recorder clearly captured all the transmitted data leading up to the anomaly. Even without recovering the probe, it will be enough. Why are you trying to get yourself killed? Are you really that naive, Cole? We both know these remote readings are far too unreliable. If we can't retrieve the unit and calibrate it against the baseline probe, then all we have are isolated readings. They will laugh us out of headquarters.
But...
Oh my god. She tries to interrupt, but Rachel, already putting on her diving suit, continues speaking. Without verification, our analysis becomes a mere hypothesis or worse, imagination. Even Harley as Ramanujan had to prove their conjectures. I must demonstrate ours beyond any dispute. Every rational doubt must be erased. I need tangible proof.
Science is about complete, logical stories, not ambiguous, elusive whims.
That's exactly it. This isn't the time for speeches. The probe might be simply malfunctioning and this expedition was rushed. We can wait until the next time. If we do, we might never encounter data like this again. It could be faulty or it could be real. That's precisely why I need to verify it. Rachel's gaze softens. She looks at Margaret. You understand me, don't you, Margaret? I've waited long enough. Her silence is like a mirror, and in it, Rachel seems to see her own conviction reflected. I have always lived my life for science. The history of science filled with brilliant minds. The modern world is built upon that history. After centuries of ignorance, we finally separated myth from materialism. And then the storm came and everything reset to zero. Rachel lifted her head, looking out over the wave, making a final choice in her heart. All those geniuses, mathematicians, and physicists who dedicate their entire life to discovering and defying the law of the universe. What was that? What was all of it for? Plato, Hypatia, Galileo, Darwin, brilliant minds that struggle against ignorance for the sake of
The
truth.
history of science cannot be washed away
My
by the
life.
storm.
Every human life, I can't let that be washed away by the storm.
I must prove its every word.
I need to prove it still exists. I need to prove all of it.
But
I understand what you're saying, but you need to be alive too. Please stop, researcher Kowal. I respect my resolve as a scientist. The words are sharp. There's no room for argument anymore.
Is this really the choice you're going to make?
You said that you want to take this risk? Yes, it's my choice. It feels like the first real choice I made since the first call.
this is my fated duty.
Call it fate, or maybe call it the deterministic end of an uncaring universe. I don't care. It's my last chance to justify my life's work. Okay. Then I would stop you. Of course she won't. She would like to see this play out. Wait. A surge of anguish detonates in Kowal's mind. She recalls Annie's face followed by shadow. Okay. The unfamiliarity terrifies her. Rachel, don't you think this is strange? The timings too coincidental. Data can be fabricated, instruments can be temperable. All of this feels so unreal, like someone else was guiding you towards a specific end. What do you mean, Kowal? Are you questioning my scientific integrity? Are you accusing Margaret? Don't be ridiculous. I don't know what happened between the two of you back in Cambridge, but I don't have time for this here. It's easy to accuse without evidence. No, Her tongue swells and trips. All she has is intuition, not evidence. I mean, that we all know how desperate you are to show science alone is capable of explaining the storm. And now this opportunity, it feels too good to be true, too perfect. Enough. I appreciate your concern, but my decision is made. There's nothing more to say. I'm going to retrieve the probe. Yeah. The gale!
Marguerite.
Oh, Margaret quickens her pace to catch up, dust falling as they walk side by side along the shore. There's no trace of the storm in the sea breeze yet. Okay, the sea breeze yet. Only the stillness of nature. Black paper, sampling of global and regional chaotic energy route changes. You know it, didn't you? Margaret stopped walking. They hold each other's gaze for a brief moment. It had to be you. Only someone with a rare genius could have made those calculations. I wonder if anyone else in the world could have figured it out. No one would have expected you of all people. But I saw it, your statistical habit and identical small pattern in the way you structure data. It's a pity I never asked you to co-author with me. I might notice sooner. Lawrence Butterfly is a beautiful pseudonym. I admire the symbolism. The pale researcher face is changed to something rarely seen. They offer a genuine smile.
Yes, I am the butterfly of Institutum Lorentz.
In
I've never believed that we could unravel the secrets of the storm with
Oh my
science
God.
alone. Our goals are diametrically opposed.
I wouldn't have been such a much of a co-author. Our ideals stand in direct opposite. I see, and now I realize why that component didn't fit you earlier. I assume you modify our probe to fit your own ends. So, Lawrence Butterfly, what did you do to it? Nothing substantial. I've only added a module designed to monitor chaotic energy. But there's something else. You know that under our new safety regulation, we have to leave at least 90 minutes before the storm. That was our compromise. So that's why it didn't surface. Recovery too early would compromise your observation, just as leaving it down there would compromise mine. Bring it back at the right time and you have my thanks. You mean at the very last moment before the storm sweeps us all? What the fuck? Now I'm curious. What could possibly keep me down there for so long? What else did you leave down there?
Don't worry.
Don't worry, I ensure you have sufficient oxygen. You better add me as a co-author on your next paper. The word don't land right. Too bitter of a joke. Too genuine of a bug. Is she gonna die?
Rachel,
I'm afraid your contribution wouldn't warrant co-authorship, Rachel. I like to think wagering my life might earn a footnote, or at least, okay. But it doesn't matter now, Margaret. Countless times you stood firmly, unconditional by my side. Now I'll do the same for you.
Dear Marguerite.
Oh my god, she's on a suicide mission. Her past life before her. She refused to wait another second. Why is this story like this? Ah! An even more complex one. Put it here. Okay. Where the fuck is this supposed to go? Here? Okay. The hidden scar. What happened to Annie, man? I mean, like, she's suicide, right? A severe rope lies wet at the center of the table. It once stated Rachel's diving suit. Cold walls, every suspicion proven true. Now she sits on a desolate island with the accused. I don't understand. Why did she did it? It was suicide. Yeah. Margaret looks over to her with an expression. She was prepared to sacrifice herself for her research. In this era where Storm has stripped science of its meaning, it was the last stand of reason over chaos. What would you think of stopping her? If she died because of this, it'd be the end of everything. No future, no possibility, nothing. Was any accident like this as well? Does it matter? Will you want to hear the answer even if it might destroy you?
Yes.
Of course. This is the first time you imply there's more to her accidents. Speak plainly, okay? I have made any implication, or have you just been trying to read suspicion into my answer? You want Annie's death to be something other than an accident. You want a culprit to hold responsible. When it comes to Annie, you've never asked me for the truth. Paul clenches a fist.
Sorry.
Oh, forgive me, I finally remember what else happened that day. That day in late October 1987, the day Annie came to see me, the turning point, as you called it. She paused smiling, waiting for Cobalt to ask what happened. She left the question hang in the air, and then, as if to toy with her, she answered her with a question of her own. Do you remember how I correctly predicted that you were coming to Laplace? You say you saw the dispatch list on Simon's desk. My designation was on it, and I used the Alice to publish a few pieces in Cambridge student papers. Your memory served you well. Maybe you remember all the trouble Annie had after those scandal involving her family's business become public, okay? She said her parents' business dealing were just the beginning. They were walking on thin ice with the law and with the tabloids. She wouldn't dare comment on anything political at school or even the slightest bit controversial, so she stayed quiet, anything to stay under the radar. Now that I think about it, that month must have been a significant time for you as well.
I remember.
Okay. As I recall, that was the first time the name Cowell appeared in the campus paper. Okay. I feel like my brain is DS. I'm not. What the fuck is going on? 1987. Just stop asking, Margaret. I'm begging you. Ah, it's the thing. She played. But the girl before her, her only friend, remained unmoved, pressing her to expose the wound instead.
Show me.
Why did you bring me? Why did you bring me? With barely any effort, Margaret snatched the strap from her hand. Okay. Fact is, the character can only be as smart as the writers. Yeah, you know what? You are onto something, you are onto something. Yes, I agree on your statement, It's someone that's really intelligent is in Blue Porch right now. Oh, you know what? That's so true. In the struggle, the paper is torn into pieces and scattered across the floor. No! A corner of the latest student newspaper. I remember the hunger and the cold. I remember the cold dust on my father's hand. Oh, I remember my mother's sobbing cries when the news of my father's death came. I remember that. I remember the rage that crushed me into the earth with the weight of a mountain.
Oh.
Oh, a piece written by a student from a mining family. Both her parents passed away 2 years ago. That name, how fitting. Like a wall, like a wall of coal. No shade, coal wall, rising from the excavation pit, faintly luminous in the dark. Annie, would you care to explain what's going on? The girl before her shivered fearfully, her hands trembling at her side. People think I'm just as responsible for their death as my father. They think of me as a monster, or at best as a child of a monster. I don't blame Cornwall. It's been like this since people found out about them. I've been painted with the same brush. Oh! They look at me and see a spoiled brat given everything by the worst kind of dirty. my god, dangerous and exploitative industry. All this article did was give them an excuse to unleash their hatred. It doesn't change anything. I don't know what to do, Margaret. I'm not sure. I blame them, but I didn't choose my family any more than they choose theirs. No one chooses their circumstances. I saw Cowell today. I don't think she even noticed me as I walked by.
Her precious lives, all lost before my eyes.
Seeing her, knowing what she's been through, I don't feel like I deserve anything that I have here. I can't look at her without feeling like I was the one who let her father die and kill her mother with all that grief and pain. She had to fight for a full scholarship just for a chance to stand on equal footing with me. So maybe I deserve all that con. Maybe that's just what I get for benefiting from her pain. Her trembling hands slow with exhaustion. I'm sorry, Margaret. I shouldn't have troubled you with any of this. You must think I'm being ridiculous. So Cold War was blaming Margaret that she was the root of any deterioration of like her mental health. But how ironic, it's actually her. It was because of her. I'm sorry, Margaret. I should have troubled you with any of this. You must think I'm being ridiculous, okay? I should go. I should never have bothered you in the first place. She turns and slinks away, looking as pale as a phantom. Night has fallen as the evacuation timer continues to tick down. In the tiny outpost, Cowell reeled back, inadvertently knocking over a chair. I never spoke to her after that day.
Even so,
I suppose I did take notice of a change in behavior, but I didn't see how it concerned me. She never reached out to me at any rate. Annie, she was sweet, really, probably too sensitive but kind. Then a few weeks later, there was that theft in the lab building, sensitive medical compounds, among them the kind necessary to induce cardiac arrest. Who can say? It may only have been a coincidence. Cowell struggled, suddenly feeling choked with some unrealized emotion. I never meant to make her feel that way. I was bitter, of course, but I never blamed her for what happened. I just didn't want people to forget what happened to my parents. Was it me? Did I cause any death? Kinda. I wouldn't say 100%, but kinda, bro. No conspiracy, no hidden manipulation, just me. The other woman shrugged. You were so unsettled by the idea that her death was an accident.
Oh.
Strange. All this time you thought I must be guilty in some way, but it's never one thread that pulls the noose. Everything is connected. Every word, every action shaped the next, like the flapping of a butterfly wing. But Annie said it well. No one chooses their circumstances. You couldn't have known that penning a touching memorial to your family would light the fuse that led to her demise. But then, perhaps, on some subconscious level, you sensed there was more. That unease you felt led you to look for a culprit. Annie's only friend, a reclusive transfer student with an unclear path and habit of writing strange equations on blackboards. It was my indifference that allowed all of this to happen. Well, now she regrets, because I let them torture her for something she couldn't change. But still, that doesn't explain everything. That equation you wrote, I swear it was modeling Annie's behavior. That's why I suspected you. Let's say it's back to her body. It was all planned. Wait, the equation you wrote it for me to see, didn't you? Right down to my first day at Laplace, you predicted all of this, didn't you? So what the hell is this? You let me think I was acting on my own conscience, that I was searching for the truth, and all the while I was just acting out a formula you all had already solved. A study of human behavior and decision making, but I wasn't even the data. I was the proof. a walking
But-
replication. But why? Why would you do this? And what about Rachel? What role did she serve in this sick formula of yours? I encourage you to solve that for yourself. The answer is quite simple, but I would hate to interrupt your process. Confusion, disbelief, incomprehension. But she excelled at solving problems and eliminating impossibilities. Setting aside the risk Rachel faced and all the elaborate staging, your ultimate goal was to delay the probe retrieval. You let her go out there just to make sure you got reliable data. Conclusion defies all reason, yet it seems to be true. So all of it was to prove your theory about the storm? She lets go while studying her face without an answer. And in return, she reads from her unprecedented mixture of danger and exhilaration. Ooh,
You seem upset. You are powerless. Alright. I'll give you an opportunity.
Is that all? Is that all you're gonna say? You seem upset by this outcome. Allow me to offer a remedy. Interesting. I will teleport this. It only means that we have of returning. The only means of returning safely to the class. Okay. I'm so distracted by the art. I'm so sorry. What would I give you? Can you figure out my motive? I trust you can.
Now, make your choice.
The decision is
You
yours.
could choose to leave me stranded here in the storm, to punish me without worrying about morals or laws.
Pass judgment as you see fit. Allow me to return safely to Laplace with you and see whether your hypothesis is correct. You're completely insane. A monster impossible to comprehend.
What will you do?
Oh my god, she's being brutal again. Lorentz Butterfly, the most brutal woman in this game. She's so cold-hearted. Is there any more puzzle? Can I have more puzzle? Ooh, it's raining. The storm descended once more, eroding the remnants of 1987. Inside the Laplace Scientific Computing Center, some researchers paused their work and stared at the absurd, distorted world outside. Others moved faster, seizing this rare window to conduct experiment. The storm. Okay. She casts a detached glance at the others and continues, not once breaking her stride. Unnecessary information room, what the hell? Only a few weeks have passed since she joined Laplace. She's still considered a newcomer. But recently, something has changed. She uncovered a secret hidden within Laplace.
Interesting.
Here it is. Sorry. Wait, I need to cough. Okay. I'm back. Here it is. Archive related to chaos theory. The contents are riddled with errors, almost comically deliberate and unlikely to draw anyone. Oh my god. Yet why hide an elegant riddle here? It stands in stark contrast to this vile mediocrity. Who could possibly decipher such a riddle, especially without any real ground in chaos theory? Ludwig, is that you? Only someone utterly bored with everything Laplace has to offer. It does not take her long to filter out the interference and reach the answer.
Oh?
Are these coordinates? She invokes an arcane skill attempting to contact a faraway place. Okay. The first thing to emerge from the other end of a fragrance steeped in the scent of tears. Oh, so someone found the coordinate at least. Who are you? You're the very first to decipher the puzzle I could see within Laplace. It wasn't much of a challenge. Ha, perhaps so, but once you consider the surrounding challenges, it becomes significantly difficult. For instance, it was hidden in a neglected file, one riddle with error and liable to deletion at any time. And chaos theory stands in direct opposition to Laplace's doctrine. So, who exactly are you, madam? Is it that? My name and identity are irrelevant. I have lived a very long time, and such label no longer matters to me. I'm no longer within the Laplace Scientific Computing Center, nor am I under the Foundation jurisdiction. I left those coordinates to invite you into a secret society hidden within Laplace Institutum Lorentz. Tell me, dear, would you like to find the very first butterfly that caused the storm to fall? Oh my god! The storm and the first circulation observation ends abruptly. Beyond the ICU door, Kowa and Ulrich stand vigils over a sleeping figure. Will she recover? I'm afraid I have no more insight on that account than you do. The medical personnel have relayed to me that Rachel was suffering from severe oxygen toxicity, resulting in severe respiratory distress and retinal damage. She hasn't been responsive to any attempt to wake her. In short, she's in a coma. Well, she did dive into freaking water without thinking much, so yeah. Her monitoring equipment indicates that during the probe recovery, she experienced some kind of unforeseen underwater accident. What? Something severed the instrument's cable, causing it to float several hundred meters away from its original coordinates. It greatly delayed our recovery time. There's no explaining how. We might as well conclude a shark decided to take it as a tutor. What the fuck is that? What the hell? Ulrich, what? The truth of the matter will have to wait until she gains consciousness. She is also exhibiting mild symptoms of the storm syndrome. Fortunately, the observation point was far from the epicenter of the storm. Though thankfully, her distance from the epicenter greatly reduced its impact. She handled it well. Fortunate indeed. Perhaps that too was part of the design. The ferrofluid does not grasp her meaning. This kind of work is simply unsuitable to fragile humans. Mr. Ulrich, I would not wish for even you, and awaken to violate protocol by returning to a safety at the very last moment before the storm falls. All for a single set of data. The ferrofluid rests placidly at the center of his helmet. But there are certain dangerous tasks we have no choice but to undertake, and we awaken are simply better equipped. Let's hope researcher Rachel wakes up soon. Otherwise, our natural physics department may be reduced just to Adler. One may as well just declare the whole thing defunct. Okay. Now then, I'm off to read Lorentz Butterfly's latest paper. She's calculated several coordinates where supernatural phenomena may occur, suggesting a connection to the core mechanism of the storm. Though I really do wonder how this provocative letter always managed to bypass security and end up on my desk. Because she's part of Love Plus. Supernatural phenomena. That is indeed a compelling direction. Okay. Only turn around towards her in a sideways glance. You surprised me, Cowell. I thought you had little interest in exploring arcanum theory. Well, I've simply come to understand something. The true objective is surprisingly simple. The bird bounced off his glass exterior without understanding. Who do you mean? Lorentz Butterfly? Forget it. Mr. Ulrich, if I had no interest in arcane theory whatsoever, I would never have joined Laplace. After all, the storm is unquestionably an arcane phenomenon. But I don't believe science has become obsolete in the fact of the fact. The rules of the universe have simply changed beyond recognition. It's time for science to embark on a new path. By integrating arcanum? Exactly. In that much, we are agree at Laplace most considered institutum Lorentz and affront to science. I, however, remain undecided. As Lorentz Butterfly wrote in her letter,
Only through pneuma can we understand chaotic energy. Only by monitoring the ebb and flow of chaotic energy can we measure the storm.
I don't entirely understand her methodology, but it may yet reveal the truth of our world. I'm curious about this Lorentz Butterfly. What sort of person do you think she is? You already met her. Cowell gazed at her sleeping companion behind the glass in quiet contemplation.
A genius, unbound by rules or limitations.
Even basic manners, but a genius that much no one can deny. I feel like she secretly is bitter. That's all? That's all? I was hoping more backstory about her. And there's not even extra puzzle in here. Shit. Anyways, I was expecting more from her story, honestly. But it's quite nice to see how she interacts with people in Laplace. But yeah, we just found out that Annie just straight up decided to unalive herself. Look at her, look at how pretty she is. I feel bad for Annie though. She just chill, yeah. Like, my story is about me, okay? Yeah. It's not even about her, like, actual past. Because I feel like her past story is already in the main event story, you know? Yeah. But it was kind of nice to see how she is in Laplace, considering how fake she is. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end it here. I have to wake up early tomorrow. I mean, it's just she was super smart. She got into Cambridge. Yeah, we already know that in the main story, you know. It's like the story, like, it's like she's, you know, I was in Cambridge, you know, once. And then, like, after a long conversation, I'm like, I'm in Cambridge, you know, I used to go to Cambridge. Like, it's like shoving it in your face every single time. And she won't stop talking about how Ludwig was like, oh, you were talking shit about philosophy back then, and look at you now. But anyways, yeah, I need to go now. I need to wake up early tomorrow. It's quite a bit late.
J'ai
in the
retrouvé
night
la
from
trace
my
de tes
side.
larmes parfumées
So,
dans le pigment
I'll see you
arcanique.
guys next time.
Alors,
I
toi
don't know
aussi,
when,
tu t'es jointe aux
'cause
recherches
I feel
sur
like
le
this
rituel de
weekend.
résurrection,
Oh, she's
mon
speaking.
sujet d'étude le plus fascinant.
Ah,
La sainte qui pleure pour les innocents.
ooh.
Où te
What is she
caches-tu?
complaining about? I do not know a single word she's talking. Anyways, I'm not sure if I will be streaming this weekend because I have events to attend to. But yeah, I'll try to fit something in. Thanks for serving as my white nose. No problem, my friend. No problem. Love the boy. Ah, you're making me shy. Thank you. Stream whenever. Yeah, I want to stream more because I want to play more games. Also I don't like when I stream reverse last minute because I feel like, you know, I'm trying to like catch up with time and stuff. I like to like enjoy reverse, like chill and like enjoy it fully, you know, not like speed running it. Yeah, so I don't like it. I don't like doing this kind of things, you know, last minute thing. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time whenever I stream again. But it's gonna be soon. I'm not gonna, you know, be gone for a month again. Nah. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you for stopping by. See you guys next time. Bye bye.